It's the Christmas hangover. I think we all have it. I couldn't remember how to click the button. I couldn't remember, but I always remember because you know what? This is New York Giants Straight Talk, brought to you by the mighty FanDuel on the Believe Network. FanDuel. I'm coming live from the Giants trophy room because a lot of New York Giant fans haven't seen these before. These are actually what they refer to as NFC Championship trophies, Super Bowl trophies, Giant Hall of Fame bust. This is a great place to be here at the trophy room. Oh, we haven't seen one of those since 2011. We got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about Jackson Dart. Skyline, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. Got to talk about Jackson Dart. Got to talk about this. Oh, dear Lord, it makes my brain fucking hurt. We got to talk about this thing that people are like, his game has gone downhill ever since Brian Daboll left. Oh, dear Lord. He's gotten worse. Mike Kafka doesn't know how to use him. Mike Kafka was the offensive coordinator when Jackson Dart was at his best, calling the plays, not Brian Daboll. Crazy as this may seem to some people, not people that actually know the NFL, the league adjusts to quarterbacks. The league adjusts to rookie quarterbacks. The league, going back to the second Eagle game with Vic Fangio, figured out quite easily, keep Jackson Dart in the pocket, make him a pocket passer, eliminate his ability not to run, but eliminate the ability to scramble, and keep him on the move as much as possible because he is very poor at making decisions. And teams understand and teams know, because we've shown the charts, that anything over 20 yards, he's barely completing 24% of his passes. To Lester's point, they have film on him now. It has nothing, and it's such an easy excuse for Giant fans because reality's not fun. The easy excuse is, well, you know what it is. It's just the fact that he's not. The calls aren't being called his way. They're not called right for him. No. To Lester's point, Happy Holidays, and the league has film on him now. So it's quite easy to figure out that if you have film on a guy, all you need to do to slow him down, to stop him, is to just eliminate what he does well, which is scramble. And at that point in time, you try to force him into things that he doesn't do well, which is throwing the ball deep. There's really no qualms about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not that difficult to figure out. So we're sitting here and we're looking at this and we're scratching our head because we're befuddled a little bit, but that's just the way it is. Am I saying that Jackson Dart's not going to be a good quarterback because these issues are happening? No, of course not. All I'm saying is this: you can't sit there and complain that it's all Brian Daboll, because Brian Daboll left Buffalo, and in 4 years, Josh Allen got better. Josh Allen won an MVP. Josh Allen is a huge part of the huge part of the success, if not more than he normally is, for the Buffalo Bills. So is it because of the fact that Brian Daboll left that Josh Allen all got exponentially better? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. According to everyone else, it is. RWB says, hit the button. Hit the like button on the way in, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. The only gift I want is Joe Shane to be unemployed within the next few weeks. I think we all want that gift. And I think everyone just, and that's why I kind of did the title of this video. I think all Giant fans, we're just kind of hungover with this. I think we've just kind of reached the point, we've reached our crescendo where we're all, as Giant fans, we're all just kind of tired. And not just tired for the 2025 season, but I think we're just tired in general because of the fact that it's been so poor and it's been so long and it's been so bad that we can't. Oops, I'm sorry, I got feedback there. That we just don't want to deal with this anymore. We just kind of want to be done with it. We kind of want to focus on other things, other avenues. We kind of want to focus on like things like the Knicks. But that's the thing. Happy first day of Kwanzaa, says my brother. Ryan's Big Blue Podcast comes. Ryan, boy, that looks like a brand new Ryan's Big Blue Podcast cover. Where did you get that? I got a Knicks mug for Christmas. It's one of them heavy ceramic mugs. I like these heavy ceramic mugs, like my Black Rifle mug. But I love this mug. This is a brand new Knicks mug. Mrs. Online Big Blue came up like 7 of them. And it keeps my coffee hot as fuck. So to Lester's point, Dart has to adjust, work on the deficiencies in the offseason. The problem with the deficiencies is, Lester, and this is what concerns me, I just don't see the arm strength. I don't see the decision-making ability in regards to being an NFL quarterback in the pocket. And then when he does get out of the pocket, I have this issue with the fact that he is not fast in making a decision on where to go with the ball. And like I said, everyone says it was just so weird. It was just so weird how Kafka, how they called those plays against Brian Flores. It was just so weird. Not really. Did you see what Brian Flores did to Jared Goff yesterday? Did anyone watch that? So it wasn't really weird. It was more interesting that more teams aren't doing what Brian Flores and Vic Fangio did. And now they kind of are. And I get a little worried. I get a little concerned that going into this Raiders game, if we go to the mighty FanDuel.com, that's FanDuel.com, number one sportsbook in America. New customers bet $5, get $250 in bonus bets if you win. Don't forget to join the sportsbook. Go download the app. If we go to the FanDuel Sportsbook, because I always have that up, we go over to the Giants. Let's take a look. I think the Giants are 2.5-point dogs, according to the mighty FanDuel. We got to start going through some of these parlay builders because they got some good ones here. We go to the games. Let's go to the game here. And I do believe the Giants, according to the mighty FanDuel.com, they're only 1.5-point road dogs against the Las Vegas Raiders. I think that line, I believe the line was 2.5 a couple days ago. I think that's because the big tight end for the Raiders is going to be out. So that shifted the line by a point. Let's see what the weekly specials are. I like the weekly specials. I love these red zone specials. 1 point to the score in every quarter of each 4 o'clock, 4:05, and 4:25 game. That's a good one. And I love. They also have this thing called anytime touchdowns. That's good. And I like that. And also, you got to remember with the mighty FanDuel, you have your bet protect. Stay in the action in the first quarter. Injury affects your bet. You know what to do. Go take a look at that as well. But of course, I love the casino games. I love the fantasy. I love the sports book. I love building the parlays over on the mighty FanDuel. I love it also now that they have, I know it's not Giant related, but they have happy hour every Friday for the NBA. Check out their rewards every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. It's called NBA Prime Happy Hour on the mighty FanDuel. Make sure you check that out. Again, that's FanDuel.com, number one sportsbook in America. Don't forget to game responsibly. I love FanDuel. I love FanDuel. We got another new sponsor starting over on the 29th of this month. It's a return sponsor. I'm not going to tell you who it is because that would just be wrong. But if you're looking for a job, you may want to zip over there. Hey-oh, little preview for you guys. And I don't, like I said, I don't understand why more teams aren't just following the game plan. I really don't. I'm worried that Austin Genty is going to have like 400 yards against this defense. Like he just had 100 and something yards the other day. Yeah, last week. I just worried that he's going to run roughshod through this team. We're still competing for that top 2026 draft right now order. We're barely clinging on at the moment. We got the draft order after the Christmas Day games. You have the Giants, the Raiders, and the Titans. Then the Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, the Titans. I love the Titans that have 2 picks in this draft. You have the Commanders, you have the New Orleans, you have Cincinnati, and you have Miami. So, the Raiders looking for a quarterback. The Jets are looking for a quarterback. So is Arizona. Titans and Washington are not. New Orleans, you know what the funny thing is? You hear in New Orleans that they like Tyler. That's fucking crazy, but I think the Rams would like a quarterback, and I think the Dolphins would. And like as always, there's 3 quarterbacks this draft. There's the Mendoza. There's going to be our buddy Dante Moore. And I, you know what? I can't call it a system guy anymore with the success of some quarterback out of Oregon. And then you got Ty Simpson, look like he's coming out. So you're going to have like 5 teams vying for 3 quarterbacks again. I do think Mendoza is the cream of the crop coming into this draft itself. And I think the Giants would be enably insane, certifiably insane, if they decide to trade this pick to like the Jets. There's a wild card in all this, and I love it because nobody wants to talk about it. Giant fans hate to talk about it.
Malik Willis. Right hands up.
There's so much talk now that Malik Willis could either end up as a starting quarterback for the Raiders. They even talked about the Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Miami Dolphins, that he got himself his payday. He's going to get him. Trenton, what's up, Big Trenton? Merry Christmas. How was the Christmas of the very first Mrs. Baby Trenton? How was the Christmas for that? Drank all day. I love that. Had a great Christmas, drank all day, got tons of Birds gear. Well, you got to love that. That's the best part. What does John say? Hey, Tim, seems like the Giants don't have to develop a team to actually have home field advantage. They draft back-to-back weak-arm quarterbacks. Doesn't work in the Meadowlands. If you talked about in the Meadowlands, the actual Meadowlands, John, Giant Stadium, neither of these 2 guys would survive. MetLife does not have the same percentage of wind and does not have the same wind turbulence as MetLife does, but both Daniel Jones and Jackson Dart are not strong on quarterbacks. I keep saying, to me, Jackson Dart is a scrambling Chad Pennington. That's what he reminds me of, but he's not as cerebral as Chad Pennington because Chad Pennington could read defenses. It's like Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm was awesome, man. Jake Fromm had command of the huddle. Got his team up to the line, looked over the D, made the adjustments, called the mic, looked like everything a prototypical NFL quarterback should be until he snapped the ball. And then we found out that he should be selling insurance. I'm not saying Jackson Dart should be selling insurance, but this whole delusion that Jackson Dart is this that he's on the precipice of being this quarterback god. I don't see it. And I keep telling people like James Williams, I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to look at it over and over again. We got a new one.
Stupid giant Twitter posts.
Oh, and this one, I'm sorry, has to go back out to the Bad Dog. I'm going to paraphrase this. A couple days ago, Bad Dog put out in the post, Jackson Dart could go 20 for 25 for 274 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Raiders. And certain people would say, it's just the Raiders. Well, my friend, you said the same thing when Shedeur Sanders put up 400 yards in total and 4 touchdowns against the Titans, and you told us it was just the Titans. People were sending me clips from the Chris Bad Dog show about how someone came out and said that I was talking shit about Bad Dog. And then Chris is like, well, that guy is just negative. That's all he is. Chris has hated me since the day I came on his show and told him that he needed to go get a blowjob and relax. And it still stands true. But here's the problem. Negativity is also perceived as honesty. And if you can't handle honesty, you shouldn't be on the mic. And I never said anything bad about Bad Dog. Never had a problem with Bad Dog. But when someone says something that is a contradiction of what they said numerous times before, and they say something stupid on Twitter, you get called out for it. It's called life, family. Coach D, what's up? What's up, Tim? Happy, everyone. James Williams, I just want to say Merry Christmas is the NBA day, not for the NFL. Oh, man, I'm not going to get into it because I got the Knicks Unleashed podcast, which just dropped. the Knicks, Cleveland, as a Knicks fan. And like Trenton, I didn't get all this Knicks stuff. I mean, all this Bird stuff. I got all this Knicks stuff. I got a Josh Hart jersey. I got my wonderful mug. I got these. I always wear shorts. It could be 22 degrees outside. I'm outside shoveling snow in shorts. So I got these nice Knicks shorts. And I got a Walt Frazier, who I never got to see play. Because I never got to see play in person because I was very young when he was with the Knicks, but he's one of my favorite players, and I met him a couple times. So Mrs. Online Big Blue got me an autographed Walt Frazier basketball, which was just delirium because that's like a gift to me. But it was just something special. The Knicks were just something special. Zach attacks it. Dart is credited with 82% of the sacks he has taken. Jam has the other 18. Hey-oh. A lot of the sacks that he took against Minnesota were the quarterback's fault. He held on the ball way too fucking long. And he's not making fast enough decisions like people hitting the like button. Flores is a genius. Flores fits so many teams. Flores has this understanding on how to develop and accentuate a defense. Flores understands how it's going, even going back to his days, even going back to his days with whatever that was fucking called. Even going back to those old days. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to make it work. For the people that are telling me you can't see everything on the X stuff, I don't know what's going on. I can't tell you. I can't tell you why X isn't working. There's got to be something wrong. There's got to be something wrong with the other side of X. So I don't know what to tell you. Let's see here. Let's see. Young Ryan says fits the Young Ryan vibe. That's the new podcast cover for Young Ryan. Let's see. Ryan's Big Blue Cloud says you're the man. Tim's gonna have a vote on the logo later today on the live, but that's the one I like best. Unless the fans rally, I created a bunch of podcast covers for Ryan because he's a kid. He doesn't have this wealth of knowledge, so he likes a couple of them. I'm gonna put up the one Ryan likes. Hold up, we're gonna help Ryan out here because that's just what we do on this channel. I'm gonna help you out, Ryan. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna add this. Hope I have them all because they're in a file somewhere. Hold on. All right. Okay. Here's one. There's one. Okay. And then I'm going to delete this other one. I got to delete this thing over here for Ryan. Here we go. We're going to delete that. And I'm going to pick the other one that I like. I don't know which one I really like the most. I kind of like, this is a good one too. There's a bunch of them I like. But Ryan, like I said, I created some covers for Ryan, for some podcast covers to help the kid out. Here's the one Ryan likes. This is the one Ryan likes I created. And here's my thing. I have skills at building thumbnails and stuff and using Photoshop and all these other different programs. The only problem is I can really only do it like in a cartoon type fashion. So I don't know why. I'm not really great at when it's live. But that's the one Ryan likes. I kind of like, hold on, let me take this off here so everyone can look. That's the one Ryan likes. Media assets. No, I did it wrong. Why did I do it wrong? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, here we go. That's the one Ryan likes. I kind of like this one. You know, I kind of did a because Ryan's a young kid. So I kind of did the old versus new, kind of old new thing here with Ryan. So everyone just take a look. This is cover one. That's the one Ryan likes. Okay, everyone. That's number one. That's cover two. That's the other one, Ryan. That's the one I kind of like. And I only like it because I'm fucking awesome. But those were the ones, Ryan. Those are the two choices, Ryan. Let's see here. Evan says Dart doesn't get rid of the ball. No, he doesn't. Skyline says, do the quarterbacks ever gain arm strength over time? That's an interesting question. Arm strength is not just associated with the muscles in your shoulder. Arm strength can be generated vis-a-vis your lower body, your extremities, your legs, the way you turn your hips when you throw, the way you step into the throw, the way you torque your body, which is why we always talk about if you watch our friend Jackson Dart, he has this propensity to throw like he's throwing the fucking javelin, which to me does not allow you to some people just have a natural ability to zip the ball. He doesn't have that. Jackson Dart. He needs to torque himself just to get the ball deep. And we've seen it with Malik Neighbors when he should have put the ball 5 yards ahead of the wide receiver. He threw it 7 yards short. And he had a clean pocket and it was a free play. So while there are certain things that you can do mechanically to help strengthen and to help generate more depth and velocity on your throws, it's something that you have to learn over a period of time. James Wayne says, go next, go New York, go New York, go New York, go. Tyler Kolek, he's pissed me off because normally when he used to come in the game, I'd be screaming, white guy, white guy, white guy. Now I can't do that anymore. Now I have to call him Mr. Kolek. Because after you have 4 or 5 good games in a row and you save the Knicks on those 3-pointers, and then you go down and then you block Donovan Mitchell on the other end, I got to call you Mr. Kolek now, not white guy anymore. Sometimes people just take the fun out of my life. Let's see here. Where was I? Doug Tim. Hey, Tim. Should we trade for Joe Burrows if Lamar if we don't get the first pick? It's funny that James Williams brought that. James Williams texted me on Christmas Eve, I think it was, trade for Joe Burrows. And I was like, I didn't know he was available. I don't think Cincinnati's good. You're gonna need a haul for Joe Burrows. Jackson Dart scrambles like Jalen Hurts used to. Difference is Jalen always had an elite deep ball. I gotta disagree with you on that. I don't think Jalen's got an elite deep ball. Jalen understands ball placement. He understands that if you have a wide receiver that's down the sideline and is in tight coverage, you put it in front of the wide receiver, not behind him. I heard Lamar is unhappy, just like Burrows, but that would require a GM to do his job. We know they ain't gonna fucking happen. James said, Trent, don't you dare compare Jalen to Jackson. Lamar has been on a team full of Pro Bowlers since he was drafted. Him and Burrows need to go cry together in Cancun. James Williams is a Swiftie. No, James Williams is not a Swiftie. We all know who a Swiftie is. That's our best friend is Swiftie. We know that. Let's see. Jalen Hurts is better in college than Jackson. He's better than him in the NFL. Jalen Hurts was better in college. That's the thing I don't understand. Like I said, once you leave college is over. Your stats are done with college. Everything's done. I don't understand when people are like, well, you know, he had all this great success in college. Yeah, college is done. They hate you, Tim, because they tell the truth. Trenton, they do. Cavs should have won that game. Sorry. No, they should have. 100%. The Knicks gave up 38 points in the first quarter and 38 points in the third. And they were down by 17 going into the fourth. And it was that 27-10 run. I got the Nuggets sweat all the sweets, and at least I have the Nuggets. At least I have one good team to follow. I agree with that. What's up, T-Bud? Giants will win this week. I think the Giants still lose. Zach, Merry Christmas to Zach. James Williams says Cavs should have won that game the same way the Giants should have blown 5 leads. You're right. I like the young Ryan vibe it has. I know. That's why I was just pushed on everyone. We'll see. I heard Slayton couldn't even catch the Christmas spirit. No, he couldn't even catch a cold, which ran through the OBB house this holiday season. I still have it. The wife, luckily, did not fall too much into the trap of the cold. Well, no, the wife, I should rephrase that. I shouldn't even say that. I still have as bad a cold she did. Never mind. That's what it came down to for me. 2 of those. Merry Christmas, everyone. Lester likes cover number 1. Mr. Kolek. Mr. Kolek. It was not a foul. There was no foul. Why are you calling it a foul? Why are you calling it a foul, Evan? Go watch the Nuggets. There was no foul. Tyler Kolek is the greatest player since Bill Bradley. That's how far back I had to go to find a good white guy on the Knicks besides David Lee. Just another Pleasant Valley Sunday. Oh, literally, is this season over yet? I keep thinking, is the season done? Because it has to be. We cannot keep going through this and not understand that this is just this. There's just something not right here. I like the Malik Neighbors commercial about the pancakes. When Malik Neighbors and all the people are bitching at Malik because he got hurt. And he's like, I took you number one overall on my fantasy team. And he's like, go get that kid some pancakes. It's amazing that our injured wide receiver gets a gets a national commercial with IHOP. And the golden boy Jackson Dart is still wearing women's bathrobes to press conferences. And people complained when the likes of Caleb Williams had on nail polish. And I still crack up because the necklace story just boggles my mind, because the actual necklace story is, which he tells in college, that he was home for college, went into his sister's room, saw the necklace, put it on, decided he liked it, and he kept it. Now the story goes, well, it was a gift from his sister, and it's just so important to him. That's why he wears it. So when it came off in the game last week and he just picked it up in anger and chucked it across the sideline, you could see how much it really meant to him. Oh, I hate calling bullshit. But again, like I said, when I see something in front of me, sometimes you have to call the bullshit. Nuggets, chicken nuggets. I do like chicken nuggets. The division was won at 10 games, not 9. So technically I was right. No, you said 12 games. You said 12. So technically I'm right, because that's one less than whatever. That's one less or one more. I have no idea. People listen, I have no clue what's going on with X. I have no clue. Okay. I can't tell you what's going on with X. I have no idea about X. I don't know what's working over there and what's not working over there. So please stop asking me. Because I have no idea why no one can, it's not tallying anything. More than likely, I did something wrong on StreamYard. So let me go to StreamYard right here. Hold on. Let me go to StreamYard. Well, this is probably going to screw this up too. It's probably going to screw this. I'm probably going to screw some shit up. I know that. It says it's scheduled. It said it's not. Let's see here. I don't know. Let me try that. Let me try changing this. This is what I do for you people. This is what I do. New York Giants season hangover. All right, here. I'm going to change this so people, because maybe this will work. Season hangover. Are we done yet? Where do we go, my lovely? Save changes. Okay. All right. Let's see if that worked. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Ryan, you didn't even vote. The new official logo for Ryan's Big Blue Podcast. Big thanks to Online Big Blue for making it for me. You're welcome, young Ryan. You are welcome. Yeah, I don't know what's working, guys. I don't know. I can't tell you. And now I can't even change it, and I can't even delete it. I don't know. Something's wrong with StreamYard today. James Williams says Golf had 5 turnovers last night, still threw for more yards than Jackson Dart against the same defense. The Lions had 6 turnovers all season, and then they had 6 turnovers in this one game. I think that should be a point of interest for Brian Flores. Brian Flores, if he does not get a job this year. No, and it's not going to be with the Giants. So people don't be like, well, it should be with the Giants. It's not going to be with the Giants. He's still suing the Giants in the league. But literally, this dude should have a job. This somewhere in this league, Brian Flores, after what he did in Miami, because I love what he did in Miami, because in Miami at one point in time, like I said, they literally took all of his players, traded them away, and the motherfucker still won games. He still was like, okay, you know what? I'm still going to win 9 games. You took away my entire team. You took away my entire organization. I'm still going to win 9. That's okay. I still can't get this to work either. I can't get nothing to work today. What is going on here? Why can't I get anything to work here? Everyone just hang on a minute. I got nothing. Some things are just going very wrong here. Where do we go, my lovely? I want to know. Treat yourself. $500 bonus. I don't want to. Getting all these great coupons from Best Buy. Dart got Wandell killed. He got also our friend killed as well. Our good friend Cam Scatterboom, and he got Malik Neighbors. Mr. Jackson says, good morning, Tim. Do you think we'll beat the Raiders this week? In my opinion, we should play good, but it will be a meaningless game to win and mess up going for. Oh no, the Giants. Mr. Jackson, I'm going to talk to you about this. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about this like friends, because we are friends. We're going to talk about this. The Giants are so pathetic at times. They screw up. They would screw up what they refer to as a wet dream, because the Giants are sitting there with the ability to literally turn around and change the face of the franchise by getting a real quarterback. And they'll win. They're not going to win. They're going to lose. They're going to lose by losing, because the Giants will get swept by the Raiders in Dallas. They have the first overall pick. Then they will trade it to the team like the Jets. They'll trade it to a team like the Cardinals. They will draft Mendoza. Mendoza will become a star. And then in 2 years, Jackson will be looking for another quarterback and talking about Arch Manning again. That's just the way that's just the Giant track record, the way the Giants have been over the last couple of years. It's no different. Mr. Butler, Merry Christmas to Tim and company. The Giants, Blackbird's right. The Giants are destined to get the number one pick because we traded up in a draft where it was the worst quarterback draft since the Kenny Pickett draft. That's what they did. To take a guy that's going to be there in the second round anyways, and then you turn around, and then I love it because then at that point in time, you hit the like button, you turn around, and then the next year, you get the number one overall pick. Eric Butler, Merry Christmas, Tim and company. Evan says, I agree with Blackbird. Ask me, what's up? First time in NFL history, 2 teams with 9 losing. Giants have a 10-game losing streak. No. Giants are on a 10-game losing streak. But I understand your point. Ryan's Big Blue Podcast says there will be the first matchup of NFL history between 2 teams entering the season with a losing streak of at least 9 games. As we said, you should read the chat before posting, Ryan. Ooh, we're getting saucy in the chat. Is my brother James at work? Or are you at home? I'm going to put the link in the chat here. I'm going to put the link in the chat. See if young James is out there. What's up, my brother? Jersey says, good morning. Happy holidays to you in the chat. Happy holidays. Ryan says, I didn't see it. I put the link in the chat. Make sure you also go and watch the mighty New York Knicks Unleashed. What a great podcast. I'm not going to lie. What a great, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know what it's called. YouTube channel. Let's go build it up. Great episode today about Mr. Tyler. I'm going to post a link in the chat as well for the Knicks Unleashed. So make sure you go like, subscribe, hit all notifications, follow the channels. Even if you're not a Knicks fan, you're just going to love it because it's just fun as shit. It's a good time. I enjoy doing it a lot. I'm running out of energy, guys, because I'm still sick. So I'm hoping someone pops on. My voice is going out, so I'm hoping somebody pops on and says, "Yeah, Tim, you know what? Who wants to come on? I need a co-host. I literally need a co-host. Who wants to come on? Trenton will come on. Trenton's like, I'm coming. I don't know why that's not working. Why that's not producing out there. I don't know what's going on with the X feed. So everyone just stop asking me about the X feed because I got no clue. I got to open up the Facebook marketplace. Okay, there we go. Where do we go, my lovely? Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh, hit the like button, guys. Will the Giants? Let's look at the New York Giants injury report. I'm hoping that Malik Willis gets over his cold because I don't know if Jordan Love's coming out against that game against Baltimore, but the Packers already clinched their playoff spot with the 2 losses by the Detroit Lions. Let's see. DJ Davidson did not practice. Evan Neal has a neck. Tyler Newman has a neck. John Michael Schmitz with the fingers did not practice. We know Andrew Thomas with the hamstring. Deontay Banks was limited in practice. Cordell Flott was limited in practice. Roaches was limited as well. Joshua Azudo, I didn't know he was still on the team, was a full practice, and Demetrius Flanagan Flowers was a full practice. Well, according to Razy, let's see. Max Crosby, we have to see what his status is going to be. Let's see. Colton Miller is with an ankle with limited practice. Caleb Rogers, the guard with the quad, was a full practice, and Tyler Lockett was a full practice as well. I thought Brock Bowers was hurt. Wasn't he hurt? I thought he was hurt. Or is he on the injured list? Yeah, I knew he was hurt. Let's see. Brock Bowers put in place. Oh, he did place him on the IR. All right, there we go. He did place him on the IR. Off Broadway, Timmy, Merry Christmas. It is a Merry Christmas to all. So if we take a look at this Raiders team, here's my problem with the Raiders. Here's my issue. As much as he is having issues this year, Geno Smith is a NFL quarterback. As bad as his season is, he still is an NFL quarterback. He's still thrown for over 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. He still rushed for 100 something. Austin Genty, to me, like I said, Austin Genty is starting to figure it out a little bit. They still have, you take away Brock Bowers. People still forget they have Trey Tucker. They have Jacoby Myers out there, even though he's not having a great season. You still have the likes of Tyler Lockett. You still have opportunities. Alex Bachman. I love Alex Bachman. I didn't know even Alex Bachman was on the Raiders. I was kind of shocked that Alex Bachman was on the Raiders. But you still have guys like Alex Bachman on the Raiders as well. So it's an interesting team because they're just as bad as the Giants. They are. But like the Giants, they have some players. I do like Devin White. I like their safety. I think his last name is Chin. I don't remember. But I do like their safeties. I actually like both of their safeties, and I like the linebacker Roberts that they have. Now we'll have to see. Like I said, I doubt Crosby's going to be playing. Eric Stokes is not a bad corner. I mean, you have a team, you have a defense. Jamal Adams, for moments, has played well in the 15 games. They kind of moved him to the quasi Logan Ryan linebacker / safety position where he plays the majority of the time in the box. So he has been a force at times. And as an away game, I still see the Raiders taking this one. I agree with the mighty FanDuel.com, greatest sportsbook in the land, that there's an issue with this Giant defense. This Giant defense still has not figured out how to stop the run. This Giant defense is still not figured out how to stop the pass. I know people are like, well, Abdul Carter's turning the corner. Well, to be perfectly honest, the kid in Cleveland, rookie, is the what's his name? Carson Schlesinger or Schlesinger, or whatever his name is. He is the defensive rookie of the year. In my opinion. This kid only has 100 and how many tackles does he have? I forgot how many tackles he has. What is it? This kid, how many tackles does he have? Let me go find the stats on this kid. He's got 147 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 pass defenses, 9 quarterback hits, 2 interceptions. He's played a huge part in turning, and he's played a huge part within that as a rookie within that Cleveland Brown team. When the Cleveland Brown defense is not a slouch, they have talent. Oh, yeah, it's the Grinch. And his heart grew 5 times that day. We call that cardiac arrest.
I said we call that eating too much fried chicken.
Yeah, we call that, no, that's bad. That's bad, Mr. Grinch. I see now, James. You got a little gray. I know you've been busy with the holiday season at your job. I see you got a little gray in the beard now. Was it that bad?
Well, there were no fights.
Okay, that's always good.
There were no Walmart fights. I was telling Rachel, I meant to text, there was no Walmart fights. It's just, you know what it is? The kids, I love kids, man. So, shout out to all the kids out there. Shout out to my all my Big Blue, my young nephew. Shout out to baby Trenton, baby girl, everybody. But kids, I just love kids because they come into the store, and I swear there's one kid, and it's funny because he had an Iverson jersey on, and he's a white kid, so he's in the aisle, and he's literally doing crossovers while mothers are like trying to come by. and other kids, and he's just like, look at this mom. And it's like the ball's just bouncing. And I gotta clean it up, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I love that stuff, man.
It was fun to watch. It was almost like you would like to see that enthusiasm with the New York Giants.
Enthusiasm here? We have enthusiasm here?
Yeah, of course we do.
Oh, that's right. We have swag here.
We have aura.
Oh, that's right. We have swag.
No, aura. No swag. We have aura.
Oh, aura.
Can you explain to me though? Ooh, we have Ooh.
It's the ghost of Christmas past.
The ghost of Christmas aura. Could you explain something to me?
I'll try.
And I do need you to explain this one to me. Jackson Dart goes to these pressers at the end of the game. And this last one, he looks like he's wearing his mom's bathrobe.
Yeah.
Could you explain that one to me?
I'll be honest, I would have to bring.
So wait. Speaking of wearing his mom's bathrobe, it's an Eagle fan.
This isn't a bathrobe.
It looks like the Eagle fan has a bathrobe, his mom's bathrobe on.
Nope.
Is that a bathrobe with an eagle on it?
Is that a bathrobe with an eagle? I love the hoodie though. I do like the hoodie. I do.
How's it going, guys?
I'm not gonna lie. I got my wife got me last year's, because I like the last year's model, Salute to Service hoodie for the Green Bay Packers. And I was wearing it all day.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So that was a very nice hoodie. But
those are dope.
You have 10 wins, not 9, but you did say 12 wins.
I did say 12. We still have a chance to get to 12. We got to beat the Bills.
Okay, so technically I'm still in the win column because, 1 is closer to 2.
It's true.
Just say it. But what are the Eagles?
My point is, it took more than 9 wins to win the division, though. So we're both right.
Well, technically not, because Dallas lost.
I was going to say, if Dallas would have kept up their momentum,
kept up the pace. Yeah, it's you guys winning 10 games and everyone losing. That doesn't really count. That it took 10 games. It could right now. It could take 8. It could have taken 8 wins to win this division. The way these teams are fucking playing.
I'll tell you what. If we were playing if I thought we were on track for an 8-win season, I wouldn't have asked for any Eagles gear for Christmas. I'll tell you that.
Listen, if the Giants were on track for an 8-win season, we'd be dancing naked in the streets.
You would have Bad Dog saying you guys got to re-sign Joe Schoen if you guys won 8 games.
Why you start trouble with Bad Dog?
He's a Hurts hater, so I always go back and forth with him in the comments. I watch his channel sometimes.
Oh, he is a big hurt. Thank you, Trenton.
Thank you. He hates Jalen, and he's an Oklahoma guy too.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make any sense.
He hates Jalen Hurts. Him and I got into an argument years ago with Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts on his channel, where I literally told him that Jalen Hurts would win a Super Bowl long before Daniel Jones ever did. And I told him that I thought that day that Jalen Hurts, even then, as a second-year player, was a much better quarterback than Daniel Jones. And I said he was going to have this long career. And I thought I finally had him convinced that this was the case. But then the next show he did, again, it was how much he hates Jalen Hurts.
Yep. Sounds like it. But
according to him, Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball past 8 yards, but we have a quarterback that is under 25% when he throws the ball over 20.
So what are your guys' honest rooting objectives this weekend? You guys want to lose? Secure the number 1 pick against the Raiders?
No, because we're stupid.
Objectively. Like, I won't shame you either way.
No, because James, in my opinion, we're stupid. We're going to lose. We're going to lose the last 2 games. We're going to get the number 1 overall pick, and then we're going to trade it to like the Jets. The Jets are going to take Mendoza. Mendoza's going to be the next Joe Namath. Jackson Dart's going to be out off the Giants in 2 years, and we're going to be talking about Arch Manning, because that's just the Giant way the last 15 years.
It's crazy, Trenton. And that's why a lot of Giants fans hate on you Eagles, but I admire the Eagles. Like, I like to admire people who do things the right way. Even if it is my enemy, it's like, oh, maybe we should copy them. God forbid, monkey see, monkey do. We should do a little of that. And with the Giants, I said this to Tim as a joke. I'm like, if we were a real team and, we have a GM who's on the hot seat and he wants to save his job, to me, I think I would try to make a big splash. Like, gee, I don't know, take this number 1 pick, take this aura quarterback we got, and I'd send his ass to Ohio and see if we could get a real white dude with swag in here, like a Joe Burrow. But that would actually require a GM to try to do his job.
Jackson Dart is like the light beer version of Joe Burrow. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I like
Burrow.
that too.
Burrow actually has some substance to the swag. You know what I mean? Like Burrow will say something stupid and cocky, and then he'll go out and throw 5 touchdowns. So
but
like,
actually,
his personality's never bothered me because he always backs it up.
I'm going to augment that for you. He is like the light beer, non-alcoholic version.
Oh God, he's an O'Doul's. Oh God.
O'Doul. That's what he is. Jackson Dart is an O'Doul's compared to Joe Burrow.
Oh.
So what are the Eagles going to do this weekend?
We are going to roll Buffalo 34-10.
Whoa! And then you
Big
woke
prediction.
up.
We're going to roll into these playoffs.
Then you woke up. I was waiting because I wanted to see what James was going to say.
Trenton, we may have to do a little friendly side bet here.
I'm thinking, realistically, I'm thinking like 27-24 Eagles win.
Oh, is this?
I think Saquon's going to have a really good day on the ground against that run defense.
Is this in Buffalo or is this in Philadelphia?
It's in Buffalo. Actually, the first Eagles game I ever went to was Josh Allen versus Carson Wentz. Buffalo 2019. That was a great game.
So
Miles Sanders had a
wait. So James, what is Buffalo's record at home? Do you know what Buffalo's record at home?
Oh, off the top of the dome, no. I got too much cake and ice cream on the brain from yesterday. My brain is not working, so I could not call that. Sorry, White Vic. I could not call your whole record off the top of the dome.
I'm just trying to think how Mr. Trenton has this feeling that the Eagles are going to Buffalo, into Buffalo, and they're going to defeat Josh.
I watched Carson Wentz go to Buffalo and beat Buffalo. I don't think their home field advantage is as big as people really think. And I see why they're building a new stadium, because the stadium is dump.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
It's time. Well, Kansas City Chiefs are leaving Arrowhead. They're basically leaving. They're basically leaving the state.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have one season where they don't make the playoffs and they're moving.
I mean, that's crazy to me. I mean, and they're still going to be the Kansas Chiefs now instead of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, Tim, in all fairness, the New York Giants and the New York Jets don't play in New York.
Yes, but yeah, you're right. I can't argue with that. You're right. You're actually
technically speaking.
Well, in all fairness, you're right. Technically speaking, you're right. Evan says Bills are going to take this one 24-17.
I'll say this. I think as the resident Bills fan here, I think the best thing for Philly is to not play that game in Philly. Because if it starts going bad, the fans start turning on y'all. You know how that goes, Trenton. You guys hate Santa Claus out there. We
almost have home field advantage sometimes. And it's really, really weird. The only other stadium I think is comparable is Los Angeles because they have a lot of visiting fans. Our fans are notorious to the point where you can go 3 and out. If you do that twice on the same quarter, you're getting booed. And it'll probably be consistent for the rest of the game. So it is a tough place to play for both teams.
It is.
I'd rather play in Buffalo too, because the Eagles travel well to not local, but like games on the East Coast, especially. Like when I went to that Buffalo Bills game in 2019, there was a considerable portion of Eagles fans that had traveled by bus from Philly. So I'm thinking it'll be maybe like a 35-65 split in the stadium for Eagles fans to Bills fans.
Listen, that's not really that impressive. So the Eagles just took a bus down to South Street and just got on a loudspeaker and said, "Hey, Eagle fans, we got a game today at the Link. Come on board." And they all just jumped on the board, not knowing they were going to Buffalo. Sorry, not impressed with that. I was just on South Street on Thursday last week. Don't miss it.
I think AJ Brown will have a big game. I think AJ Brown will kill the Bills. Trent. I think I'll be
It's
like one of
very
his.
funny how he stopped. It's very funny how AJ stopped complaining the second he was back to putting up 100 yards and 2 tutties a game.
Go figure.
Hey, listen, Saquon Barkley, according to Giant fans, was a bust this year, but somehow the guy still rushed for over 1,000 yards with 2 games to go.
Isn't that amazing?
He rushed
to
for
his
1,000
fan
yards
base?
behind the.
Worst offensive
sorry,
line that
James.
we've had in a while.
No, Trent, you good. I hate this fan base. It makes me hate the team because these fans are so dumb. They're literally saying, well, Saquon's not having a great year. And then you look at his numbers and it's like, wow, I would take that on this team. Wow.
You would take you would take 1,000 yards, the 7 touchdowns rushing, another two almost 300 yards receiving, another 2 touchdowns. So you would take that in 15 games?
Yeah, and the season's not even over yet.
And he's got almost 90 plus less carries.
And the thing about Giants fans that I really can't stand is these same people, when Saquon was a Giant, said, oh, he can't succeed. He can't have the production that he needs to because of our O-line. And then the Eagles' O-line this year has given up the most interior pressure of any line in the league. But because we have name recognition with guys that were Pro Bowlers like Dickerson and Cam, no one's paying attention. Saquon leads the league in negative, like yards that go for negative or 0 gain this year. That's not a Saquon stat. That's an O-line stat.
I'm laughing because I'm watching Donovan Mitchell come up to Tyler Kolek after the game on X. And it's literally like watching an NBA player go up to the ball boy and say, hey, where do you know where I put my extra shoes? Do you know where my pants are? Because I'm looking at him going, I don't see it. I'm still trying to figure out the Tyler Kolek. James, I'm still trying to figure out the Tyler Kolek thing. I'm still trying to
listen. Hold on, Trent. Tyler Kolek, I was a big Mark Price fan growing up. So I always believed as the black dude, you got to have the one bad white boy on the team. You got to have that. You got to have, and we got it finally. That's how we're the key to the shit. We got Cat being Cat, Mitch being Mitch, Brunson is the man, and we got to have, no offense, guys, but we got our token. And his name is Kolek. And that guy can ball. He was balling yesterday. He was balling yesterday.
The last 4 games. Not just yesterday.
We'd have to give him a nickname like Mr. White Tea. I don't know, but it's something.
I told you his nickname is, and I've given him the nickname White Guy. That's always my nickname.
Nah, we gotta give a better one than that. Nah. He balled out yesterday.
He balled out.
It reminds me so much of my defense with Reed, Blankenship, and Cooper, the hardcore white boys we got. The exciting whites.
Why are you talking about
Cooper? Cooper goes in that. Yes, Cooper goes in that category. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do have.
He made his first Pro Bowl this year.
He did,
as he should,
and he earned it. He earned it because he wasn't even in top 5 for fan voting, and he still made it, which means the coaches and players really thought highly of him. So
hold on,
I was impressed.
I got to get to Rich. Trent, I'm going to let you go because I got to get to some of these things in the chat real quick, and I do have limited time today. But
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas from the Eagle fan. Trenton. Oh, how was your daughter's? Oh, fuck you, Trenton.
Damn it. Oh, I was worried. We forgot to ask her.
Your question, then he jumps off. Stupid Eagle fan. Richard says, sorry that I have to say this, but I'm not a fan of 2 giant goofballs. They banned me. I'm not really a fan of them either.
They banned you? Why did they ban you, Rich? I'm just curious. What did you say? That was logical.
I'm curious, Richard, because so they banned one of their 18 subscribers. I don't have a problem with them. I just think that, and I've had them on before, and I've been on the show before. And like I said, I just, James, because of the fact that I'm not going to be here in February, I can just say these things now. I think James can attest to it. They are about as exciting and entertaining as dry white toast. Not Tyler Kolek dry white toast, but just like normal dry white toast.
No, Tyler Kolek is like Italian. It's like I don't know what he is. He's something else. But I know what you mean.
Richard says, and Tim, I will say you aren't. I can't talk. Timothy, I will say you aren't dumb as the 2 giant goofballs, but you're not far off. Well, nothing wrong with that. I actually think I'm rather intelligent. How else can you retire when I did? and then still not have to do anything and do this for free. So maybe I am stupid. I do this basically for nothing.
Well, Richard, guess what? If you were on that other podcast, they'd probably ban you for saying something like that. So
Yeah, they
at least
probably
you could come here and speak your piece.
And then he comes back with "I love you, Tim," and then he comes back and says the two giant cum shots.
Oh my God!
Boy, you are really upset. You are really upset. You know, Richard, I hate to do this to you.
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
There you go, Richard. You've been put in timeout because evidently that just pisses you off. So there you go.
My God.
You got put in timeout. That's someone that's got over 12,000 subscribers, had over 1 million downloads now on the podcast since May of this year. So that should hurt you even more instead of being banned by someone that has 200 subscribers. Like Ryan.
I mean, I didn't call him that. I said Chris could suck some chestnuts, but man, this guy went full blown.
He went full blown renegade, and I'm not talking about renegade.
Right. Oh my God! Damn.
It was so great because there's these channels now that I'm finding on the TV, and they're like just the TV shows from the 90s. So I'm literally at one point yesterday or the other day, I'm literally spending like 7 hours watching Lorenzo Lamas and the TV show Renegade.
Oh, do you remember that? Down, 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 down. I used to love that, man. With he's on the bike, he's got the hair. I was like, you know what? Now that dude has swag.
And then he's got the 90s special effects, like in the sun, the bad sunset in the back, and he's the Renegade.
Yes. I used to I watched that Renegade. Yes.
Die and watch that because I'm like, oh my God, this channel has all these old TV shows from the 90s. I was like, I have to watch this.
I definitely watched Renegade.
It almost reminds me when you, me, and the missuses were watching. Where were we watching that one night?
Was it the Cheaters?
Cheaters. Yes, we were watching Cheaters.
Cheaters Marathon.
It was the Cheaters channel. We spent literally.
It was. Yes.
We literally spent like 6 hours watching next on Cheaters.
I just love.
This is better because it's Renegade.
Love the guy standing there with the do-rag. The two girls there cursing about you, just sitting there.
I don't know, baby.
You weren't supposed to come home yet.
You know why we're here. We do have to figure this out because I know this isn't Nick related. I mean, the Giant related, but we do need to figure this out. We need a nickname.
We do. That man is earning it, man. I'm telling you. I
got it.
Uh-oh.
He's wearing 13, right?
Yeah.
Who wore 13 the best recently for the Knicks?
Oh.
That's an easy one. He won the Rookie of the Year, the year after Patrick Ewing won it. Went to St. John's. Was third in the league all time in assists.
Oh, Mark
Jackson. Mark Jackson's name in 1987 was Action Jackson. He's wearing 13, so we'll call him White Jackson.
All right, we can dabble with that. We can pull that in the pot. See how it goes. I'm just a big fan of, and again, I love seeing the guys come overseas and everything. But again, I'm an American, so I need my American white boys to step up. Like we need more of that. Tyler is he made me very happy yesterday. And the whole week, honestly, the whole week.
Ashley says the best part of the season for me is watching Phillip Rivers turn back Father Time. Great story. Didn't he lose?
Al Bundy? Al Rivers? He's sweating like he's out there like, whoa, is the TV timeout yet? Whoa. Whoa.
There's a scene in the movie Necessary Roughness at the end when they're playing Texas State, we're going to be the champions, and they're driving and they're 2 yards away from the end zone, and Paul Blake throws a pass and it's out of bounds, and they're all exhausted and all get in the huddle, and the running back runs into the huddle and says, it was like he says, "Did we take a timeout?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can we take all three of them?" Like that reminds me of Philip Rivers. Can we just take all three of them now? It's like, Philip, this is the national anthem.
Doesn't it say something though? And I know they don't play the same. Doesn't it say something though that Al Bundy Rivers, and don't disrespect to him, shout out to him and shout out to his wife for letting him do that, because I'm pretty sure she's sitting at home going, "Oh my God."
Well, you know why he did it though, right?
No, did he say? I didn't listen.
He's retired for almost 5 years. He's got 11 kids. The NFL covers your medical expenses and you have NFL insurance for 5 years after you retire. His 5th year was running out this year. So he was going to have to pay for medical coverage for all 11 kids unless he came back, which then restarts the clock. And now he's got another 5 years of medical coverage for his kids.
Oh, okay. I mean, and not saying he couldn't afford it, but every little bit helps, you know? And just side note, Stephon Diggs, he has all 11 kids, I believe, with the same woman. Just side note, it's okay to just stay in the same court. You don't got to shoot your shots all over the place. That's all I'm saying.
What's his name? Camaraderie. I can never say. I can remember. The guy's got like 497 kids with 497 women.
It's like ridiculous. It's just as a man, sometimes it's like, I know you have money, but it's like, come on, man. That's a little just malpractice.
I don't think he has money anymore. Jackson Dart takes the walk on the wild side wearing the mom's robe. Come on, the mom robe.
I mean, that's a fashion. I'd have to ask my better half to come. I'm pretty sure that's some kind of fashionista look. That's some kind of European looking like a dirty hobo in a robe, but I'm really a millionaire look, you know?
I don't get it. I don't get it with Jackson Dart. I mean, I don't get the swag. I don't get it. I look at some of the shit that he wears, and I'm like, I know you like Anakin Skywalker, and that's why you're doing this weird thing. I mean, he's got this weird affinity for Anakin Skywalker, which kills me because Anakin Skywalker, of course, and I'm not even a big Star Wars fans, kills all the sand people. Murders all the women, kills all the Padawans.
Yes.
So that's his hero.
Chokes out his baby mama.
Almost chokes out the baby mama. But that's and he wears that black shit on his face because of Anakin Skywalker. And now people are pointing out this fact, and I pointed this fact out the other day, that if you've seen him walk into the building.
Oh my God. Yo, do you see that on the TV? That's pretty good. I'm a big Star Wars guy, so that's funny to me.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I'm just, okay, listen. I always wanted to be Batman. I love Batman, Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah.
You know, I would walk around the house being Batman. You know, then I hit 9 and I stopped wanting to be Batman because I was 9.
I was 9.
You hit 22 and you think you're Anakin Skywalker. And I don't want to tell him this because maybe he doesn't know, but Anakin Skywalker is not real. We know Batman's real, but Anakin Skywalker is not real.
Well, just the thing that bothered me the most about that is when we first drafted him and everything, we were trying to come up with a name for him. Like, people were calling him Anakin. Like, shout out to Big Dash, we love him here. But I was going back and forth. I was like, no, you need to call him Luke. Stop calling him Anakin. You're calling him Anakin.
When it first came out, pointed out to me all the people that were doing the Star Wars pings or
you're sabotaging us by calling him Anakin.
with him being Anakin, I remember that at the beginning of the season. I remember that.
I was like, no, he's Luke. If you're calling him Anakin, that means he's going to give us hope for a little while, and it's going to come badly crashing down.
And I'm trying to remember. Didn't Anakin Skywalker get cut in half?
Yes. By his mentor.
And not the scene where they like, you are the chosen one.
Yes. Well, he went through a lot. I'm not going to waste the time, but he did a lot. He killed a bunch of kids. He killed a bunch of indigenous sand people. He killed a bunch of little kids. He choked out his baby mama, tried to take over the universe, tried to kill his mentor, who was like his uncle / his stepdaddy. That's not the guy you want leading your franchise. Just saying.
I'm just trying to figure it out, man. I'm just trying to figure out when sports went to fucking cartoon land.
Because we always got to make comparisons here. We can't just let people be themselves anymore. I think it's social media and other things, but it's like we always got to. In sports now, we do. It's like, oh, he's the new this, and he's the new this, and he's that, and it's like, no, he's just Jackson Dart. How about that? Let him be him. He's just Jackson Dart, and that's fine. It's like we always got to. It's like Cam Scatterboo. He's the new Ahmad Bradshaw. No, he's just Cam Scatterboo.
Cam Scatterboo.
It's like, and it's okay. I don't understand the comparison for everything. It's just, why people do that? To give it validation. When you have to compare something to something else all the time, you're trying to validate that other thing because you're worried that it's not going to validate itself. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
I don't know, man. I'm not getting it. I'm trying to figure it out.
I know you are. I know you're struggling. I can see it on your face.
I'm struggling with life here with this because it's like, I remember when you were a football player, you were a football player. I can remember back in the day when the Giants in '86, the linebackers wore the Superman costumes, and they took a picture of it. That's as far as it went. They didn't all wear capes,
No.
during the Super Bowl. And now everything's like you have to have a nickname. You have to wear your mom's bathrobe when you go out when you come out to the podium. You got to you dress like Anakin Skywalker. Can we just get back to, like, I don't know, football stuff?
The thing that's really peculiar, honestly, is just the fact that the kid hasn't played 17 games yet. Yeah. He hasn't played a full season, but we're already anointing him the franchise. Yeah. I've seen Giants content creators, this past few days, especially after that horrible.
Wait a minute, Carl Banks has got to love this.
Oh my God, it's Black Superman.
It's Black Superman, and the white guy Tyler Kolek in the middle.
Oh, it's Tyler. It's TK.
Or Gary Reasons.
They said, we got to put you in the middle or nobody's going to know who you are.
I was going to say, we can't put you at the end because then
no.
Oh my God, Superman's really in the middle. That's what they're like now. But that's, I don't know. But go ahead. So after and this is the other thing with the bad game, James. We talked about this earlier a little bit.
You did.
No, I want to talk about it again. And content creators, to your point, are like, well, his play has gone downhill since Brian Daboll left. It can't be the fact that the league just adjusted and you went up against good defensive coordinators like Vic Fangio and Brian Flores, people that understand. Listen, you watch his completion percentage go from 80% when he throws from 0 to 8 yards, drops to 45% when he goes from 10 to 20, and drops to 25% when he throws anything over 20 yards. You don't think the league looked at that and said, you know what we'll do? We'll force him to stay in the pocket and be an NFL quarterback and eliminate his ability to scramble, because even when he does scramble, he takes too long to make the decision. You don't think teams have figured that out? No, we have to have, it can't be that. It's because Brian Daboll left, even though the offensive coordinator who had the success early on with Jackson Dart is now your head coach. So the philosophy stayed the same. Maybe they just tried to protect the kid against a blitzing defense and have this and I love it because you also have content creators like, well, they're trying to change his style of play. No, defensive coordinators understand, listen, I don't need to sack you. I just need to limit your ability to go to left and right. You know, that's all I have to do. I have to keep you in this pocket right here. That's all I have to do. I don't have to, I just collapse the rush. I don't have to get to you, but I stop you from running outside the pocket. No, it's because of Mike Kafka, who was the golden boy 4 weeks ago, and he was going to get the job as the interim coach. But you know, okay, explain it to me, James.
And it's just so weird. That game Sunday against Minnesota reminded me of Tommy DeVito. Reminded me of watching that horrible Tommy DeVito in the rain game, where the coaching staff did not let him throw. This is Jackson Dart. You had a week of practice. You know, it's like you're here, you're healthy now. And in the first quarter, you let him throw one pass? Huh? But Giants content creators are going to come out and say, well, it's Kafka. It's this, it's this. Well, what in Mike Kafka's brain said, oh, my God, I'm afraid to let this kid be a quarterback and throw the ball?
Because when they
I don't understand that.
They did, and then he took 5 sacks. And
then we got to do the thing of, well, he needs weapons. He needs weapons, you know? And just like Daniel Jones, where it's like, yeah, Daniel Jones, look how good Daniel Jones looked on the Colts. Wow, look how good Daniel Jones looked on the Colts playing inside a weather-controlled dome with one of the best running backs in the league, behind one of the best offensive lines, with a great rookie tight end and some pretty decent receivers. Wow. When you really soften up the bed there, it's really easy to sleep. It's like, no, the quarterback is supposed to carry the team sometimes. That's why they get majority of the credit and majority of the blame. You're not supposed to be just a middle cog in the wheel. It doesn't make any sense. I'm baffled by it. And the content creators, some of who people I respect, are like, well, all the people who think we should trade for Mendoza, you don't know what you're talking about. Why is that such an outlandish statement to make? This kid, you can't be in love with this kid already. So you telling me when you go out on a date with a girl after 2 dates, you're like, I'm going to marry her and put 5 kids in her and give her the code to my bank account. Really? Come on, man. That's all. Just be objective. We've forgotten that here. Be objective. Don't fall in love after 2 games and go, well, it's Phil Simms. No, it's Eli Manning. It's Ahmad Bradshaw. It's what? I don't understand it. It's the weirdest thing for me. Meanwhile, there's a kid in Cleveland, real quick, he's been through way more adversity in his NFL career, and that guy's trying to fight through it, even battling through real injuries, like getting your pinky stepped on and mangled, which was pretty nasty.
That was great.
But that guy still went out there and threw for more yards than this guy. 33 yards passing, guys. You want to champion that? You really want to champion that? Guys are loco en la cabeza.
Here's the thing I talked about earlier with Bad Dog winning Stupid Giant Twitter post again, where he basically came and said that Jackson Dart could throw for, be 22 for 25, throw for 275 yards and 3 touchdowns. And all certain fans will say, well, it's just the Raiders. Well, when when Shedeur Sanders put up 400 touchdowns against the Titans, Bad Dog was the first one to come out and say, well, it's only the Titans. So someone kind of needs to explain the difference to me.
Hey, we lost to Spencer Rattler. I think people forget that. We lost to the New Orleans Saints. All I hear is, we beat the Eagles. We beat the Chargers. We lost to Spencer Rattler.
Who got benched?
Who got benched for the shuck?
He got fucking benched.
But you guys are championing this kid. Hopefully he will be good. But
we also lost to Marcus Mariota.
Come on.
We also forget that JJ McCarthy went out during the Giant game.
Oh, last point. Tell me that JJ McCarthy and Jackson Dart don't look similar. Tell me they don't look similar.
They look,
Just
they're
with
very, they look like very similar players.
they're inverted versions of each other. 6'9". They're inverted versions. They do the same thing. They get hurt. They run around. They do a lot of dancing.
You know,
Okay.
also looks very similar. We've said this before. Abdul Carter looks just like Micah Parsons.
Abdul Carter looks like the bird crap.
They look identical.
Abdul Carter looks like Phillip Rivers getting off the couch. That's what he looks like in that picture.
But don't worry, he has all these sacks against quarterbacks that aren't even going to be in the league next year.
Oh, let me ask you a question, because you watch way more football than me and us. And let me ask you an intelligent question. What do you say to all these content creators saying that the reason why Abdul Carter doesn't look good is because he's not being used right?
The Abdul Carter to me is the antithesis of the giant quarterback of Daniel Jones and Jackson Dart. They sit there and they make excuses for this guy for only having 3.5 sacks and 23 solo tackles in 12 games. I'm sorry, in 15 games. And it's like, okay, do you know how many, just out of your, just guessing, James, because in those stats, you would think that he doesn't play a large portion of the time because he's only has, like I said before, in 15 games, he's got 23 solo tackles and 3.5 sacks. What do you think his total snap count is for the year? What do you think the percentage of snaps he's played on this defense this year?
84.
75% of the time he's on the field.
Oh, okay. Well, that shit, 75 is still
75. He's only off the field 25% of the time. And that number, his snap count number, has gone up exponentially the last 4 or 5 weeks. So
because Kayvon's been out.
Yes, because he's got, if you go over the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's on the field like 87% of the time since Kayvon's been out. And in that time with Kayvon being out, if you take a look at his in the last 5 games, he has one. If you go by solo tackles, he's got 1 solo tackle, 3, 2, 5, and 1. And then he has 3 sacks in 5 games since Kayvon's been out against Minnesota, who he got a sack against, who we all know. Against, I love this. His other sack is against Marcus Mariota, and the Drake May sack wasn't a sack because Drake May had, and I love this. How is it a sack?
If you get back to the,
how is it a sack because they have the yardage per loss on the sack, when you have a sack and it's 0. If you
get back to the line of scrimmage, it's just a tackle.
It's called a tackle, not a sack. And that's the thing. This guy he's playing like 80+% of the time. He's got 4, and I love it because the kid in Cleveland is balling. The linebacker in Cleveland is balling. He's got 140 tackles. He's had 2 big interceptions that if Cleveland wasn't bad, they would have won those games. He's part of a defense that's played well at times. I mean, and he plays like 90% of the time. And the people are still saying Abdul Carter with his 40 tackles and 3.5 sacks should be the defensive rookie of the year. It's insane. It's literally
people were talking about we could have the best defensive line in football.
Next year, we're gonna have something like $84 million in that offensive line. I mean, excuse me, that defensive line.
And we still have to get weapons.
We still have to get weapons. Thank God. If I go over to the mighty FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com, number 1 sportsbook in America. Right now, Carson is the consensus odds winner for winning the defensive rookie of the year. Second is the safety over in Seattle. Then James Pierce over with the Falcons, the edge rusher. Then Jihad Campbell.
Pierce, yeah.
Yeah, then Jihad Campbell with the Eagles is 4th at plus.
Of course. An Eagles player doing good? No.
Yeah. So that's, of course, on the mighty FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com, number 1 sportsbook in America. Don't forget to game responsibly on FanDuel. And make sure you download the app. Just throwing that out there to people that watch FanDuel.
Dude, Like, do people understand that if Jaden Daniels stays healthy next year, the Eagles just remain the Eagles and the Cowboys improve their defense, we're going to be at the bottom again. Not even close. Like, not even close. We weren't even close this year, y'all. And Jaden Daniels missed damn near the entire season. And we're still at the bottom.
Yeah.
Do you guys even watch Hard Knocks out here? Because we're not on it.
No, we're not. We're on. I love it. Then they cut in and say, now let's check in on the Giants. Okay, now let's go over to the Philadelphia Eagles. It's
like, okay, Giants are still there. Back to Dallas.
They show the picture of the Giants offices and they're like, okay, we're done. we're done there.
Like, my God.
Asmi says Bad Dog right now is just a content businessman. Well, technically, isn't everyone that is on YouTube a content business person? Isn't that
technically?
Yeah.
I thought the whole point of YouTube and you guys doing like what Big Tim does, what Big Dash does, what Big Ryan is doing. I thought the whole point of what y'all getting on here for is to give us something different than what we've had on TV and on these ESPN majority networks. You're supposed to give us the real. A lot of people, you're just turning into the same crap. It's the same crap.
The real.
I'd rather watch ESPN. At least they got funny commercials and backlighting and better highlights while they're saying crap. You just sitting there behind a blue screen saying the same crap ESPN or Fox is saying. You ain't no different. What's the point? Oh, you're getting super chats. That's right. I know. You're getting paid. You're like a crooked church in Brooklyn. You're just spewing garbage to the people, and people just keep giving it up. Keep giving it up. It's just, I'm sorry. I felt the black man rant coming. I had to hold it down. It's the first day of Kwanzaa. I was lit. I was waiting. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to push it down. I felt them. I just felt them coming up. I'm telling you.
I was a second away.
I felt it coming because I'm telling you, I'm at the point. It's like you're leaving soon too, and it's like, yeah, we might have the number one pick where we could get a Heisman winner, but we want to keep the kid whose college team is actually doing better without him.
Won 2 additional games and one in the champion and one in the bracket.
It's like, are y'all you're just fucking dumb. Y'all are just fucking dumb, honestly. I don't care.
Swag. We got swag.
Like the kids, when Cam Newton left Auburn, they didn't get better. When Sanders left Colorado, they didn't get better. The only reason why Miami is where Miami is without Cam Ward is because they took a transfer from a guy from Georgia who actually could play a little quarterback. Yeah. Not great, but he could play a little bit.
Beck is done well enough in Miami to move forward. Yeah,
that's the only reason why Miami is doing as good as they are. Are you kidding me? We can't be this dumb here. We can't. I'm so mad about the Mets. I can't even talk about it. Tim knows. So to watch the Giants and the fan base we've become the Jets. We've become the Jets.
But is it the fan base? Is it the fan base, and I've said this before, you think about this, that the Giants haven't won anything since 2011. So you have a lot of people that were maybe like 10 years old in 2011, right? So you sit there now, it's 15 years later. So now these people are 25. They're going to games. They've been following Bad Dog Chris and all these other idiots for all these years who have been spewing this idiocy of optimism about everything, even though they know for a fact, or maybe they don't, maybe they are fucking stupid, I don't know, but they know that the team, you have to know, I've been saying since training camp, and I looked at this team and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get the optimism. And I kept saying this is a 3 to 5 win team all through training camp because I could see it. And then people were like, look at that rushing attack. And I kept trying. I brought it up to you. I brought it up to Ryan. I brought it to other people. I said, is it that Cam Scatterboo and Tyrone Tracy are this good? Or is our run defense just that bad? And I think we know the answer to that question. And it's almost like, to someone's point earlier, it's kind of like to ask me, they're in the business of making content, but are they in the business of making honest content, James? Or just making content so they can be successful in something that listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell everyone this right now. How I am successful is like beyond belief to me. I never thought I would have 1,000 subscribers, let alone 12. I looked at the Believe numbers this morning, like I always do. We're almost at 900,000 downloads on the podcast since June. I don't get it. And this is not everyone that knows me, everyone that follows this show, there's no effort in this. James knows this. There's no effort in the show. I walk down to my office, I turn on the lights, I turn on the mic, and I start talking. There's no preparation. There might be some preparation but there's no preparation. There's just doing the show. And I don't ask for money. I never, sit there and say I'm not gonna. I read every fucking chat. I don't sit there and any super chats we get, we donate, but I do it because I want to make it but I want to be unbiased. I don't want to be biased towards the team because I'm a fan, but I want to give the news and the information that should be given and given in the right way. But when you do that, and I talk to young Ryan about this all the time, you're perceived to be negative. So maybe it is the fact that and I kind of get what Ask Me saying is, maybe they are just in the business of making content so they can be perceived to be successful and get those, to James's point, get those super chats.
You put that very eloquently. Let me break that down. Yeah, they're just fucking selling out. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for getting on YouTube and claiming to be different and then being the exact same thing. Thanks. That's all it is. You're selling out. If you're going to get on here for years, let me break very simple thing. How in the hell could we sit here as a fan base and watch these coaches? Again, another reason why Dabo was fired. You put Russell Wilson out there before the black preacher? You thought Russell Wilson was going to give you a better chance to win games than the black preacher? Jameis Winston is the best quarterback on this roster right now. Sorry, that's a fact. Maybe Jackson Dart will get better. Maybe he will improve. If we would have started Jameis Winston every single game this year, I would have loved to have known what our record was. Seriously. Not saying that we're going to go to the playoffs or anything like that, but his arm talent speaks for itself. That is a fact. We've done too much in this fan base. Everything is an opinion. Everybody's got a take. We got to listen to everybody's opinion. And you know what the problem is in opinion? Everybody has one. But 1 + 1 will always be 2. Jackson Dart right now, if you look at him, you're going to tell me you're sold on him. You don't even want to think about drafting Mendoza? You're not even going to think about that? Okay.
Ryan from Ryan's Big Blue Collar. Tim, I am 175 away from 500. If we hit 500 by March 31st, I will dress up as McLevin the entire training camp coverage next summer. I don't know. Can you buy subscribers?
You buying bots, Ryan? Don't do that.
I was like, no, but can you do that? Is there like a site or something you can do that? Because
I'm pretty sure some people out here doing it.
I will go out right now and buy 1 million subscribers for Ryan's channel so to see that. I will go out right now. Someone send me a link. I will go because I'm not going to Google it, and I'm not going to look into it. I'm too lazy. Big Greg all the way from Sweden says, sadly, I started with Ron Effect, then Tana, then Bad Dog. Then I heard this loud, obnoxious guy with a cool rock intro, and I've been stuck ever since. Well, who is this fucking guy? I want to know, Greg, because I'm going to kick his ass. It's like, you know what?
I heard some white guy quoting Run DMC. That's what I heard when I was rolling a blunt one day. I just kept hearing this, and I was like, what the hell is that?
I still think to this day, the funniest thing ever was the first live stream that we ever did. And I got all these DMs from people, because I didn't know this, and I got all these DMs from people telling me that I was white. It's like, I didn't know.
Wait a minute, you're white? Oh, we can't be friends now. I thought you were black this whole time. Oh my God.
Everyone was like, I just assumed you were black.
Oh my God. I thought you were like Shannon Tatum or Vin Diesel.
I was like, I am. I was like, fuck. I didn't know this thing. Don't leave, Tim. Sometimes things have to be done. Sometimes you just have to walk a different path. Like Knicks Unleashed, greatest podcast out there for New York Knicks. Coach D says, Bad Dog says Dart is having a better rookie season than Daniel Jones. Lol. As bad as DJ turned out, he threw for 24 touchdowns. I don't understand that either. I saw that, James.
He said that?
He did. He did. A bunch of other people sent me that he's having a better season. And I love it though, because now he ends his post with Jackson Dart, my quarterback. Well, you were sucking at the dick of Daniel Jones for 6 years. What happened to that quarterback? Oh no. And then you re-signed him and told us all what a great re-signing it was and how it wasn't going to hurt the franchise. I believe I said if we re-signed Daniel Jones, we weren't going to be good again until 2028. But that's all right. But then when he was bad, then he was like, no, we got to get rid of him. He's terrible. It's
Jackson Dart still has not yet had a good as game as Daniel Jones had in his debut game against Tampa Bay. That is a fact. That is a fact.
And people forget that Daniel Jones actually threw for barely 50%, completed barely 50% of his passes in that game against Tampa. And they only won that game because of a missed field goal at the end by Tampa when Jameis Winston brought Tampa down the field. I actually remember that because I was in Vegas and watching it when I was watching. I was on the blackjack table and I was watching on the screens. Yeah, so people kind of forget that. I just want to throw it out there. But he did say that. I did see that. Let's see. Greg also says, I think this draft is pretty underwhelming with the expectation of defensive ends. Once the super chats become the content, the show is just a cash cow. Ooh. I
like that, Asman. That's good.
I do like that a lot. Vinny G says it's not about the money. Tim's the only one that donates everything. Yeah, because I'm stupid. I'm not that bright. Oh, we got 5 gift memberships given out to by Big Don to the New York Giants. Whatever the fuck it is.
You know what, Tim is the Mr. Beast of Giants content creators. Because he actually gives back to his and I just learned about this yesterday from my other hat, the Mr. Beast. One of the reasons, I don't know, we sell his stuff in my store and it's like, why is he so popular? And it's like, well, he does these giveaways and, he gives stuff back to people who watch the show and it's very interactive. And I'm like, oh, sounds like a guy I know.
We are big Mr. Beast fans in this house because my son loved Mr. Beast when he was younger. He's got his own philanthropy channel where he literally builds wells in Africa and does homes in Somali and he does all this stuff. I mean, I like Mr. Beast because I'm not afraid to say it. The Feastables, the
bars,
the ones that he makes with the peanut butter, the peanut butter cup ones he makes, they're better than Reese's peanut butter cups. That's probably one of the best fucking candies. That's fucking Feastables. The dark chocolate with sugar, not sugar, salt. And the peanut butter cups. That's like the best fucking chocolate in the world.
Kids come in and buy them, so there's got to be something in there.
We gave them away. We gave away boxes of Feastables for Halloween this year. Well, the last couple of years, and people would find out that we had Feastables in the house. I mean, at our thing, we have this bucket where you can take your candy. Kids are digging in the bucket looking for the Feastables. And I love because the kids are like, "Why? We heard this is the house where the Feastables are." It's like. What? Yeah, but we've run out because I don't have Mr. Beast money. Greg says the guys are just happy with a signal handily stop chats sports from taking fireball shots. Oh yeah, the fireball with Chode Sports.
Wait, what? What? Greg, stay out of the Phantom Zone. What are you watching? Fireball shots?
Chode
Get out of here!
If you give them super chats, we'll do shots of fireball.
Oh, gee, now you pissed me off because now I'm going to waste $20 just to see this fool chug fireball and see if I could get him to keel over now.
You better not.
I'm not wasting that. What are you, crazy? I'm not wasting that money on that.
I don't need to hunt you down because I know where you live. You better not.
Are you crazy? But that's his shtick, that you give me money and I'll take shots of fireball.
Chode Sports does it all the time.
Oh, my God.
Listen, I'm not.
Well, you know what, Ryan? You need to get a diving board so that when you get a super chat, you could dive into the pool, Ryan. That is a good gimmick. Oh my God. Fireball shots live.
I'm not gonna lie, because YouTube is about making money. YouTube is about making money. That's they wouldn't have the purpose of going out there and getting monetized if it wasn't about making money. And you can't fault people for making money on YouTube. What I fault people on is how they do it.
Yes.
And people like Bad Dog and Entertainer and Showed Sports and Talking Giants and Bobby Skinner, who got fired from Talking Giants, and I think he ate the other guy. They do it because of the fact that they are being dishonest in reference to their content, so people will watch, follow, and give the super chats, and then they ignore they ignore the regular chats, unless, because I used to watch Bad Dog or someone a while ago, and they don't read any of the comments outside of the ones that are super chats.
No.
So that just tells me they're not making honest content to be part of the giant collective. It's like giant media. When people are like, we've talked about it, when people are like, well, Carl Banks is a homer because he gets paid by the Giants. Listen, Carl Banks has been more honest this year than I've ever seen him. But if he was a homer and the Giants want to pay me, I'll be a homer. I'll be a Bart. I'll be Lisa. I'll be any Simpson you want me to fucking be, because you are paying me to be something that you want me to be, which is a representative of the organization.
And you know the biggest, and you know this, but let me say this for all the slow people out there. Carl actually really worked for the Giants. He bled for that organization. Right. He broke bones for that organization. So if he wants to take a check and be a little homer, guess what? He has that goddamn right. We're all just fans. You don't have to bend over as a fan. It's weird. Tim is a goddamn season ticket holder, and he doesn't bend over. What is wrong with y'all? You know what I equate them to? All the people who do that with, you know what I equate them to? And somebody's going to throw a shoe at me, but she knows this already. I equate them to the women who put on the leggings and they walk around the supermarket. And that's the video, because it's going to get clicks. Look at me. I'm buying cottage cheese half naked. It's like, oh, that cottage cheese is on sale. That's what you're doing. You're a woman in leggings walking around the supermarket buying cottage cheese. Tana, Bad Dog, Ron Effect, the black dude who's in the... I know, I love you, I'm sorry.
Black dude.
The black dude who puts on the mask in the dark. I can't even remember his name because I've erased some of these people. Fisk, yes, Fisk. You're all women in leggings walking around the supermarket. Big Pat, all of you, because you're not being real.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this too when you said cottage cheese. I thought something else about the leggings and cottage cheese.
I know. That's why I said cottage cheese.
I know you did.
I know.
I wasn't gonna go, but we gotta give a big shout out to Big Don, dropping those 5.
Big Don.
Don, I have to send you something that the kid printed with his new 3D printer. I have to send you the picture of it. Don doesn't care. Syracuse is what? Got 4 wins. Ryan, I
don't care.
Do you watch Empire Sports Report? Adrian is the host. I think she's actually on Believe. She actually is on Believe, Adrian. I think she's under Giant Girl Fan or Giant Fan Girl. I've said it before about Adrian, and I don't care if she's on Believe because I can have my own opinion. And I've talked about this before. I don't think she knows anything about football. She is someone that lost her job. Like, James, we gotta love white people. She loses her job and says, "Well, I think I'm gonna go be a giant content creator."
Wow, that's great. You could just it's great.
You could just do that. I've tried to watch some of her videos, and I'm like, wow, you really know. I call her a Chat GPT expert because it's almost like you can tell she's reading from Chat GPT. It's almost like and I don't use AI because I've said this before. I'm afraid to put this brain in Skynet because there'll be a war within 15 minutes if I ever got on AI. But you can tell she is a chat GPT expert that's doing it because of the fact that she wants to be on a network or whatever and be that. And I've said this before, you know what the easiest way to be a successful Giant content or any NFL content creator is? Be a woman. Because of the fact that it's not an anomaly, but if you're semi-attractive, men are men and they have this hormone and they're going to follow you and like you and do everything else, even if you literally know nothing. Speaking of knowing nothing, Greg says Skinner doesn't know anything about football. You ever seen the analyst? The defense is in a cover 4 when he says cover 2.
Oh, I love those. Break it down. This is a cover 4. You've never played flag football, but you're breaking down the coverages and the schemes and the schematics. I love it. I love it.
I love it too, because people have sent me things when he's saying certain things and they're like, no, it's this. And then you watch it and you're like, oh my God, he's right. He is. He got it. And it sometimes it is simplistic, basic football skills, football 101 things. And it's like, yeah, he got it wrong. But he is a homer, and he is someone that no matter what the Giants do is going to tell you that everything's going to be one. Every fucking free agent that's available, the Giants should sign. It's going to be the best free agent signing ever. Anybody the Giants take off a practice squad, still looking at Madre Harper. How Madre Harper was going to be the greatest corner that we stole from the Raiders. And I kept telling people, if you ever watch Madre Harper play, he can only run straight. It's a little difficult when you're a corner and you're running straight with the guy and the guy goes left.
Oh, where'd he go?
Where'd he
go? Where'd he go?
That's literally Madre Harper.
He went like this. He went like that. I said to Hollywood, where'd he go? Hollywood said, where'd who go?
And I love that because that still, like I said, it still reminds me of Drew Phillips and Tyler Dubin. I forgot
the Denver game.
The Denver game. Guy's running straight, and then all of a sudden he starts listing to the left. And Drew was like, "Where'd he go?"
Was that the one? Oh my God! Was that they were driving for the field goal, and they're running. He's running straight along. He's like, "All right, I got him. I'm with him, step for step." And then he made a little in cut, and then Phillips kept going straight. And he's like, "Wait a minute! Get back here, you son of a!" And it's like people are actually going, "Well, Drew Phillips is actually having a great year. Is he? Because I played cornerback, and I don't think he is."
When you give up 78% completion percentage on your passes all year long, yeah, you're having a great year.
Let me give you guys a real chat BT tip. If you play corner and you never look at the ball, you probably suck.
Yes. That's one of the things.
Okay. There you go.
If you never,
some great football insight for you.
If you never, and this is the biggest issue right now with Tay Banks. And I played corner in college, and I played safety, and I played in high school. And one of the first things they teach you is you always supposed to keep your head on a swivel, because of the fact that if you are not looking back, if you're in coverage and you're not looking back at the ball, and you bump into the wide receiver or you get tangled with the wide receiver and you're not looking back at the ball, it's immediately a penalty. They immediately hit you with a flat because you're not looking back. You're not playing the ball, you're playing the receiver. So that's one of the first things they teach you. Make sure when the ball is in the air, you look back for it, which is what all of a sudden I still think that Tay Banks has must have a neck injury. Because
I think Shane was like, no. Look forward. Don't ever turn your head around. What are you, crazy? Why would you do that?
Don't play the ball in coverage.
Don't play the ball. You play the man, son.
And that's the biggest problem with Drew Phillips. Everyone's like, he's got all these tackles because he's not playing the ball. He's playing the man, and he is waiting till the catch is made. Then he makes the tackle, which is great. But your job as a corner, from what I heard going all the way back from Pop Warner, was to stop people from catching the ball. Darrelle Revis, outside of one season where I think he had 70 tackles, I think the most tackles he had was like 38. Deion Sanders, outside of some other seasons where he had like 50, 60 tackles, most tackles he had was like 38.
Yeah, because they don't let him catch the ball.
If you don't catch the ball, you don't need to fucking tackle anyone. It's crazy. It's a crazy thought process and a crazy notion. Oh wait,
we're just all mad down here.
I'm sorry, 315 baby. Super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital, Philadelphia. Thank you always as the Big Donner.
Shout out Big Don.
Adrian has the worst vocal fry you've ever heard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And again, she's on belief. She's on belief. So is Carl Banks. So is the two older guys that have been doing giant podcasts forever. And I tried listening to once, and there is nails on a chalkboard, and then there is the soothing sounds of more nails on a chalkboard than her. It is a little. It's like people always tell me I have this melodious voice for radio. Yeah.
Well, it's just crazy because there are some women who do know sports. There are, but unfortunately, you get women like who is this? There's a girl, I think she works for Good Morning Football or something, and she interviewed Daniel Jones, and for the whole year, this fan base was like, "Oh, that must be his girlfriend. That's his girlfriend." The blonde.
Huh? I don't remember her name.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think it's blonde, a dirty blonde. But and again, I'm not saying anything, but it's just why all of a sudden she's got to be this guy's girlfriend because she did what? That's her big. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
We had Judy Batista on from the NFL Network and the Giants Network and everything during training camp. She's on NFL Network, and she's been doing it for like, I don't know, 20, 30 years. She knows.
Yes. Yes.
She did we did a great interview for like 40 minutes. She understands football. She understands the game. And like I said, I'm not trying to be sexist saying you can't be a woman and not cover football, but she knows the game. She knows the Giants. She had good answers, and she gave, she asked informed, not all the time, because you work for the NFL Network, you cover the Giants, so you're not going to be unbiased at times, but she was great. I really enjoyed it, and she was a wealth of knowledge. But then, to your point, you see other people like the blonde that's doing the sexy Dexy dance with Dexter Lawrence. She's not really adding much to the football experience besides her dancing with Dexter Lawrence, and that's what this other person is that's on the Believe Network. No substance. ChatGPT. Just being honest. Don't care if I lose.
Listen. There are men that don't know football. So,
yeah, and most of them cover the Giants.
Yes. And most of them are content creators who, you're going to get it, well, that guy's just a hater. He's just a hater. He doesn't know anything. Ah.
Well, God, man. I love when they were saying that Chris is like, well, his whole thing is about being negative. I wish I had the clip, and I don't have it, and I'm not going to find it because I'm too lazy. That was on,
but that's a telling clip.
But he was like,
he told on himself.
He's just a hate. He just hates everything, and it's literally, and that's his whole thing. Okay, so your whole thing is sucking the dick of the Giants and loving everything, and not giving any honest opinions about anything because you're doing it for money. So, which one would you rather be, the person that's honest about it and tells you the truth? Or just want to hear, but I think that's what this society is, that everyone just wants to hear how great everything is.
Everybody just wants to be patted on the back instead of shown the right way. I don't understand that. That's not how I was raised. Like, we all need encouragement. And listen, again, I'm a black man who's a big fan of Star Wars, thanks to my mom. And I will always love Star Wars, the real Star Wars, not all this new crap they're doing now. And a lot of that is just because I try to be positive. I'm realistic. But I believe that you got to be positive. You do. You have to have hope. But I'm not going to have hope sitting on a slave ship coming from Africa on a dark hole sitting there going, I don't even know where I'm going. And that's how it feels, not to disrespect my ancestors, but that's how it kind of feels here. where it's like we don't know where we're going. We're just in a dark hole. You got some people going, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Why you keep saying that? There is no indication right now, if you're a Giants fan, to say, oh, this other take. We're going to be, next year, we're going to be this year's Patriots. Why? Why? What makes you say that? You think Jackson Dart's going to all of a sudden turn into Drake May? The guy we wanted, that Daboll wanted? He wanted Drake May. He wanted Jaden Daniels.
He did. Not going to lie, he did.
And all of a sudden, we're just going to miraculously turn into the Patriots next year. And again, the Patriots have had a good year, but they've beat a lot of sucky teams like us. So we'll find out how good they are come playoff time. But
I know a lot of girls has asked me that really know sports because they're daddy's girls. I'm gonna tell a quick Mrs. Online Big Blue story because I think it's hilarious. But then it kind of proves my point. She has never been to a professional basketball game until this year, and we've gone to like 5-6 Knicks games already. And we went to the Knicks preseason game when before the season started, of course. And she's having a ball. We're 3 rows from the court. She's cheering, and then at one point she's like, yeah, and I'm like, honey, I was like, that's the other team that just scored. That's not the Knicks. So she's like, oh, boo. I was like, okay. So I said, you got to make sure you understand, when another team puts the ball in hoop, that's 2 points against us. But by game 3, she is literally there because your favorite player, number 32, Kat. She's sitting there watching him get fouled on a shot, watching him get hacked. She's like, why aren't they calling that? Because that is flagrantly a foul. It's like he's trying to get up. And they're slamming in the guy before he even releases the ball, slamming in to his arm, and they don't even call that a penalty. She's yelling this at the court. Then at one point, she's yelling and she didn't know it was traveling, but she's like, because I was talking, and this is what kind of the daddy's girl thing. We were talking about what traveling was, but she didn't remember the phrase. And she goes, that's that thing where they're not supposed to walk with the ball because that guy took like 14 steps on 2 dribbles. I'm like, how does she know this now more than some of the people that have been sitting here watching this fucking thing forever?
Listen, my other half in the other room, we watch a lot of games on this big TV she got. And we've been together so long, and she's watched enough that she could come in and go, oh, how come it seems like Kayvon just kind of, after the ball is hiked, he just kind of like stands there? Yes, I know. I'm giving you credit, honey.
Give me your credit.
And she literally go, it seems like the ball is hiked, and he goes, ugh, and then he stops. Ugh, and then he stops.
Mrs. Online Blue used to watch me at Giant games. She refuses to go to Giant games now. She was like, especially with Daniel Jones and now with Jackson Dart, she goes, why does he look down the field and doesn't throw the ball?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
And I'm like, I know.
That's a good question.
He's like, he gets the ball and he looks downfield, and she's like, we see all these people running downfield and he never throws the ball. And then with Jackson Dart, she's like, why does he just run around? I was like, well, what do you mean? She goes, you always talk about these plays are designed, but she's like, he gets the ball, then he just starts running to the left and the right, and he just kind of like runs in circles before he throws the ball. And then every time he throws the ball, he throws it short. I was like, maybe you should be a Giant content creator because that would make more sense to me.
But isn't that hilarious that we take 2 novices in our significant others, right, at one point, and we show them some sports, right? Then if you had 2 other women who were football content creators, and then you listen to them talk, our women who aren't exactly experts are actually speaking the real, because like a woman, which there's many things we love about women, but one of the things I love about women is, their mind is, oh, this guy's a quarterback. He's supposed to throw the ball. I want to see him throw the ball. He's not throwing the ball. Why is he not throwing the ball? Meanwhile, the other half will go, well, you've got to understand the scheme and the philosophy and the play calling and all these things going on. No, bitch. Just keep the shit simple. Stop complicating Jello. That's what we've been doing here for 10 years. We're complicating Jello.
We always hear you can't screw up Jello, but you can. Ryan from Ryan Biggs because this my former co-host reach out and wants to set him up. Had to tell him he's got no time again and how he should start his own show because Ryan, listen, man.
Ryan, he did the right thing. You could work, but you just can't work here.
He did the breakup. Honey. It's not you. It's me. It's me. Ryan's
Ryan.
17, 18 years old. You got to get because 17, 18 years old. So he's not going to be, and he did it the diplomatic way. I have to give Ryan credit. Because I've tried co-hosts and I've tried different things and I've told them, well, we can't do it because you're just kind of boring. So I mean, so if it was me, your co-host came to me and came to back and said no, I'd be like, I appreciate it, but I'm going to have to say no because I want to be successful.
Hey, Ryan, I'll extend this offer to you. I'll work for free for you for your HR department. And anytime you want to fire somebody, let me handle it. Okay. Just send them my way. Give me their email information. Okay. I'll send them a nice Hanukkah and Kwanzaa candle and say, hey man, peace, unity, and love, but you got to take that shit down the street.
I always love it because I haven't worked in corporate America in over 15 years. And my loving wife is very successful in corporate America. And I listen to her now, how she handles certain issues, with people and how eloquent she is in it and how diplomatic she is. And I think to myself, boy, I remember back to the day sitting in sales meetings and going, and the guy's like, well, why can't I have this account? And I'd be like, because you're a fucking idiot and you're going to screw it up. No, you can't say that shit anymore. You can't.
I know.
You can't do that anymore because evidently that's not sensitive. I had a boss call me a moron for like a week because I did something wrong. And I was sitting in a meeting. And at one point he goes, well, we can't give it to him because he's a moron. I was like, oh, okay. Didn't take offense to it. But nowadays you can't say that. It's happy holidays. All the best and all the future endeavors.
Happy holidays, brother. I told you the story on here, how I worked for this guy and, I was on the team, coach. I was the team, my high school team, and they called me Ghetto Urkel because I was smart. But then I had this other side, and they were like, this guy's like a Ghetto Urkel here. This guy's smart, but he doesn't take any shit. It's like, that's what your name is, Urkel. Ghetto Urkel, get over here. And he's white. And I loved him. I love my coach. I don't think I had one bad one, but I love my coach. Coaches would say things back in the day to like white kids talking to me. If somebody would hear that now, they'd be like, are you okay? Oh my God, I can't believe he said that to you. And I'd be like, well, I didn't miss the play. What's the problem? I did kind of fuck that up. He's kind of right. Oh, those things he said, that's just color.
I can remember.
That's just color.
I can remember like in Pop Warner.
Like,
getting grabbed by the face
guys are so soft
and basically telling me I was like maybe 10, basically being told that I wasn't smart enough to be stupid. And I was like,
yes.
It's like I'm 10. There is no playbook. I've said it before. If you have ever been like the whole John Gruden thing, I always say that if you read the John Gruden emails, you'd be like, ooh, oh, that's offensive and homosexual and this. No, that's early 2000s. That is probably still NFL locker rooms. I come from a Marine family. And then when I got into college and locker rooms and NFL locker rooms, they say things that would make a Marine blush. And that is just not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but that was the culture and that's just what they did. And that was just sports. And I remember times in college being told things that now, if you would say it, they would be fired, they would be banned from sports, and this would be at least 17 different times during practice. I literally had a coach tell me this was good, tell me that there was no way I was going to be successful because I was white and slow.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yes.
I was like, I don't think I'm slow, but yes, I am white. He was like, you need to switch to linebacker because you're white and slow. And you don't understand, and you don't get it because you are not the right type of player we want on the edge, on the sidelines.
I had a real quick. I had a basketball tryouts. I don't know what grade this is, but this is not even for a school. This is for like a center league or some league. I forgot, but there's this white kid there. And we all know him in the hood. You know, we always have that one white kid in the hood. Everybody knows him, but he sucks at ball. But he loves playing, but he sucks. Danny, I love you. Wherever you are, Danny, you suck. But I love you. And the coach was like, again, you like to have that white dude that, Phil Jackson that's just going to come out and do the dirty work. So the coach was talking to him. He's like, listen, we all, we know you, we like you, but if you want to stay on this team, you're going to have to do certain things. He's like, oh, yeah, shoot the three. No, you get no shots. He said, I saw you. He said it though. If you want to make this team, you're going to have to do some of the dirty work, son.
You have to do the little.
You're going to have to be the field hand on this team.
I've told this story before. It's late 80s. I love playing basketball. I was very good at basketball. I always thought I was better at basketball than I ever was in football, but I was only 6'1" and I played center. But I would still put up double doubles. I would still be that aggressiveness. And we had another guy on the team, black guy. He was like 6'9", and I've told the story before. The scout for Purdue was there looking at him, and we finished the game. And I had something like 17 points and 20 rebounds. And the scout came up to me and said, if you were black and 9 inches taller, we would be recruiting you. So I looked at him. I said, well, you know what? It's my senior year. I can work on that over the summer, and see what happens. But I didn't sit there and take offense to it. I was like, okay, it is what it is. But nowadays it would be he's racist. He's racist because he's short and white. He's racist. Oh, I miss the 90s. The early 2000s. You and I have talked about this. We miss the 90s.
I know. I don't feel old, but I feel old when I talk to other people. And it's like, that's what you really think? Okay. I'll just shut up. I'm not going to say anything intelligent.
It went all downhill after White Girls was made.
Oh, White Chicks?
When White Chicks was made, it just went all fucking downhill.
I don't know what happened, man. Something happened. I must have been in a coma. I told my Rachel this all the time. Like, something happened. I don't know where I was, but it happened, and it's still happening. And I feel like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino, and I'm black. Like, I'm telling you right now, that movie, it's racist, but it's real. Because when those black kids were on the corner and they were harassing that poor Asian girl, and he got out there, I was like, no, he needs to scare the shit out of them. They're fucking harassing the shit out of him. What the hell are they doing? And he's just...
you sit there and you're right. You think about things like.
But they needed to be scared. No, I don't care if it was the old white man in the dirty pickup. They needed that.
But what happened? Just explain it to me, James. What happened?
I don't know. Again, Tim has said it. I don't know, but Tim has said it, and I'll say it again. If Jackson Dart was black and he was wearing the chain and he was doing the dances and he didn't know where the ocean was, you would be killing him.
Yep.
He wants to run around. He doesn't want to stay in the pocket. He doesn't want to throw the ball. He wants to make plays. He's being defiant. This is the way I play. I'm not changing for anyone.
This is the way I play.
You would be roasting him.
If he was a black quarterback, would be referred to as arrogant and selfish and not the team mentality. If we're going to be honest.
Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not even going to turn this to it, but it's the fact. He sounds like a black quarterback from 89, 90.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But it's the same, like I said, it's the same thing.
Get off my lawn.
It's the same thing. Like I said, it's the same thing. Like I said with, and I'm not pointing anything. I'm just saying the same thing with Bad Dog. Bad Dog came out and said, you know, if Jackson Dart goes 20 of 27 for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns, certain people are going to say it's only the Raiders. Well, he is the same guy that came out when Shedeur Sanders had 400 plus total yards and 4 touchdowns. And he said, well, it's only against the Titans. Just pointing out.
I don't think Shedeur Sanders lost to a team as bad as the Saints.
Ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while that you shouldn't have fucked with?
Yo, that movie, I'm telling y'all, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it because it's, and again, he's a war veteran, so there's a reason why he feels some kind of way, you know, trauma. I get it. You know, if you ever had anybody who served some, you know, PTSD, it does. But the way he treats everybody fairly because he hates everybody. He hated everybody. He was dissing everybody in that movie. It was amazing.
I say the same thing. Tim, what hobbies will you kick after the show? I hope you rock them. I rock everything that I do. That's just part of my personality. I'm actually going out and doing airsoft things with my son. So that's what we're doing after the show. We're going to go.
Nice.
We're going to do the white people. We're going to do the white people country thing. Go take the truck and go outside and shoot each other.
On the first day of Kwanzaa, you're going to go play with guns.
I'm not saying anything. Billy Ocean. What about? Well, no, I'm not going to sing Billy Ocean again.
Oh, that was great when you were singing his hits. Billy Ocean had some joints, man.
I still nothing's gonna stand in my way when the going gets tough. The tough get going. I climb any mountain, darling. I will do anything. Oh, when I touch you, I'll do the things that lovers do. Mr. Perry says they didn't want Sanders because he wore chains. Now, see,
don't do it. Don't do it. That's too easy. We love you, Iman. That was a great quote, but that's too easy. He set you up perfectly. It's sitting right there.
I always tell my son that sometimes when someone throws you a softball, you don't have to swing.
Yeah, just let it go. It's all right.
That's like my wife always tells me. You don't have to say everything that you're thinking.
This is true.
And I'm like, yeah, no, but that's just me. I'm gonna swing and a miss. I took swing and a miss on that one. I took the corner and missed. If it was Sanders doing the exact same thing, you would be killing him. Oh, with Jackson Dart?
That's just, it's crazy. I'm telling you. Somebody needs to do a paper on this. Just the differences between Sanders, who was highly touted in college, and the way he's been treated coming into the pros, versus Dart, who, again, I watch college football. Brother T-Brad watches college football. Brother Tim, some of you you watch college football. Dart was not being talked about like Sanders and Ward during most of the college season. He was not. He just wasn't. I'm sorry.
I love it with Sanders because you mentioned the fact that he has no weapons. Because that's all I hear about Jackson Dart. And then they talk about number 10, who's injured now, who barely had like 500 yards. And yeah, he's got Jerry Jeudy, but Jerry Judy's not the same player in the Stefanski offense.
Jerry Jeudy sucks.
But you make up all these, there's all these excuses for Dart not having weapons, not having this. But then you go look at Shedeur Sanders, who's on arguably a worst offense with no offensive line, no running game, an okay tight end and a wide receiver that hasn't been the same guy in a while, and none of those factor in for him in Giant fans. No, that's not a factor. He just sucks. That's not a factor that he goes through. And this is one thing I will tell people about Shedeur Sanders that I love about him. He stands in that fucking pocket to his detriment. And I watch this kid, and he stands in the pocket and he looks downfield. He knows there are some throws that he makes that he knows he's going to get the shit kicked at him. He's going to get blasted, but he just stands there. Jackson Dart feels a tiniest bit of pressure. He is what I like to refer to what people would say, well, the issue with the black quarterback in the 80s and the 90s is when they felt too much pressure, they just ran, do what they knew what to do next, which was just run. Jackson Dart does that, and it's, well, he has to run because he has no weapons. I don't know. It's a double standard. I'm not bringing
it. It is a double standard. And we don't have to, we're not going to, but just simple football fact. Shedeur Sanders has a better arm than Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
That's a football fact. Go look at anything the scouts were saying. It's a football fact. He has a stronger arm than Jackson Dart.
I can't remember what play it was because it was a couple weeks ago that Shedeur Sanders.
He was running to his right and then he just chucked it down the field. Yes.
And got blasted. But
and completed the pass.
He dropped the ball in the bucket over the shoulder in stride. And I was like, that's an NFL throw. Kevin Stepanski will tell you that Jackson Dart, that Shedeur Sanders, even with Dylan Gabriel and everything else, he wasn't even running scout team. So
some of you don't know how crazy that is. Say that again, Tim. Say that again. They don't understand how crazy that is.
He was not even running the scout team. And then after Dylan Gabriel got hurt that game, people were like, well, look how terrible he is. He had not taken any significant snaps in practice since training camp. And then people are like, well, he's terrible. It's like, no, he's not terrible. He just has not taken any snaps since training camp.
Kevin Stefanski hates Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur Sanders has not had a game throwing for 33 yards. 33 yards? 33, I feel like, Tim. The Baltimore Orioles, the Oakland A's, 33 yards, and we're defending that?
Do the New York Giants cause hair loss? No, I have a full head of hair. My hair grows like a weed. Sanders is laser accurate, just needs to take the check down passes instead of looking at the 45-yard boom play. I will say this about Sanders. Yes. Sanders, I think his biggest issue is because in Colorado, he had to play hero ball.
Yeah.
And in Cleveland, it's kind of the same way.
He's trying to do the same thing.
And people always talk about, especially with Shedeur Sanders in college, that he took 54 sacks. They're like, he took 54 sacks. He holds on to the ball too long. Okay, well, that's the 54 sacks he took the year prior. People forget his last year at Colorado, he took less sacks. He took 38 sacks because he stopped trying to throw everything all the time to Travis Hunter. But people don't want to talk about that. They just want to say 54 sacks because that sounds like a good number. They don't want to say that he took almost 20 less sacks the next year in college. But we don't want to talk about that because numbers don't lie. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. Tim, wrong numbers. Wrong numbers what? What is he talking about? Merry Christmas. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. I was supposed to leave at 1. Actually, I was supposed to leave at 12:30. But I was close. I don't know if James I think James froze. James froze. Screenshot. James, you froze. I'm out of here. I got to go run out. I got to do a couple things. Make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe. So I want to thank Big James Williams for coming on. His computer froze. And as always, appreciate everyone for hanging out as long as you did. I'm going to be on Ryan's stream on Sunday at noon. So I want to make sure everyone stays tuned for that. BP says, I don't know what Sanders will be in the NFL, but put him on the halfway decent team. And I fully think he's going to develop. I do too. All right, guys. I appreciate you. I'm out of here. See you on Sunday on Ryan's Big Blue Podcast.